Hello dear learner, welcome to the final step of the 3-step writing process video lecture series. In the 4 previous videos of this series, we have looked into the first and second part of the 3-step writing process. We have seen what goes into the various steps of planning an effective business communication. We have also discussed how to start writing your first draft and various techniques of writing business messages. In this video and the next video, we will look into the third part, that is, revising and completing your business communication messages. We will look only at the writing and editing process and not at the designing and formatting business communication messages. This is due to time restrictions. For your convenience sake, we have split the third step into 2 parts. Each part will be dealt in a separate video. The 2 parts of effective business communication writing are revising your first draft and revising to improve readability. In this video, we will take a brief look into the various aspects that go with the first part. Revising your first draft. Before getting into the editing and sending stage, it is important to fine-tune the first draft. Be sure that you have diligently researched and organized and composed your first draft. Till now, you were in the writing role. Now your role changes. Take a fresh look at your first draft from an editor's point of view. If you are objective and have not fallen in love with your first draft, you will instantly recognize that the first draft is rarely as tight and clear and compelling as it needs to be. From here on, you get into the revision task. The revision task can vary depending on the medium and the nature of the business message. For informal messages, let us say a company is sending to its employees, particularly when using instant messaging or text messaging or email, the revision process is often very simple. It's as simple as looking over your message to see if there are any mistakes and correcting them before sending or posting it. Before doing so, however, check for grammar, spelling, clarity, and other fundamentals of good writing. These qualities can be especially important in digital media, particularly if these messages are the only contact your audience has with you. Audiences of the 21st century are smart. They can differentiate between good writing and bad writing. Chances are that they are likely to equate the quality of your writing with the quality of your thinking. Poor quality messages create an impression of poor quality thinking and can cause confusion, frustration, and costly delays. When it comes to more complex messages, experts advise that putting your draft aside for a day or two before writing can help the editor in you take a better position when you begin the revision process, so that you can approach the material with a fresh eye. Then start with the big picture, making sure that the document accomplishes your overall goals. Once you have convinced yourself that this is done, you can now move on to the finer points of revision, such as readability, clarity, and consciousness. Evaluating your content, organizing your style and tone. When you begin the revision process, focus your attention on content, its organization, its style, and its tone. As you remember from the previous videos, there are 3 tones: too formal, conversational, and too casual. Look for the middle ground, the conversational tone. Is your writing formal enough to meet the audience's expectations without being too formal or too academic? Is it casual for a serious subject? If so, change it. To evaluate the content of your message, answer these questions. Is the information accurate? Is the information relevant to the audience? Is there enough information to satisfy the reader's needs? Is there a good balance between general information and specific information? When you are satisfied with the content of your message, you can review its organization. Here, we look at the message from a different framework which has another set of questions you need to answer. Are all the points covered in the most logical order? Do the most important ideas receive the most important space? And are they placed in the most prominent positions? Would the message be more convincing if it were arranged in a different sequence? Are any points repeated unnecessarily? Are details grouped together logically or are still scattered throughout the document? Now take a hard look at your first draft for writing errors. These errors can be typographical mistakes, misspelled words, grammatical errors, punctuation mistakes, and many more like this. Once you have done the above check, now it's time to look if you have missed any sections. You can see if you have missed text sections, missed exhibits like drawings, tables, photographs, charts, graphs, online images, and so on. Number 3, have you missed source notes like copyright notices and other reference items? These 3 are not relevant in all business communication messages, but they are relevant. Do check for them if they are relevant. Importance of the beginning and conclusion. As we saw in the previous videos, every message has an introduction, a beginning, a middle, and an end. Spend a few extra moments on the beginning and the end of your message. These sections usually have the greatest impact on the audience. Most business communicators, especially in the beginning of their career, fall into the trap of telling what they want to tell. Most of the time, it's not what the audience wants to hear. So tell them what they want to hear. Make sure your opening is relevant, interesting, crafted to readers' probable reaction. In longer messages, ensure that the first few paragraphs establish the subject, the purpose, and the organization of the material. Review the conclusion to be sure that it summarizes the main ideas and leaves the audience with a positive impression. So we come to the end of the first video on the topic completing your communication online. This part spoke about revising your first draft. Let us look at the key takeaways from this video. The key takeaways are: make sure the information is accurate, relevant, and sufficient. Check all the necessary points appear in logical order. Verify that you present enough support to make the main idea convincing and compelling. Be sure the beginning and the ending of the message are effective. Make sure you've achieved the right tone for the audience and the situation. We will meet you in the second part of this video series, completing your business communication messages. We hope this video has provided some information helpful for your future business communication purposes. Thank you for watching. Happy learning.